got the Hadoop as our syllabus. Is basically used for processing the big data. Earlier we have discussed about the big data. Big data is the information in the way it's not easier to process those information to get a accurate result, desired result from a standard system. So Hadoop was basically developed for this. So it is an open source framework and means it is available to everyone. Anyone can use the Hadoop open source system software framework to process their data application. And it works in a distributed environment, which means that uh, we can run the Hadoop on a single node system or we can say on a single system. And also we can run the Hadoop on a multi-node system. For example, suppose we want to process a small amount of data, so we can install the Hadoop on own system and process it. And but it is not going to be benefited because distributed computing environment will make the process multiply. So if you are using more than one computer to process some information, then this information is definitely much more processed much more faster and much more accurate. Now, application uh, built on the Hadoop. So Hadoop basically provides you a platform to build an application. Suppose we want to develop an application to process text information. We have a large amount of text and we want to process those information, whether it is a regression analysis or a classification. So we can use the Hadoop to develop our application. It will run on the large information, large data set, and here clusters of commodity computers means that we'll establish our computer systems in a network and we call it a cluster. So those cluster of computers is helpful to develop application for the Hadoop, and these application depends on the number of computers in a cluster. So more number of computers will make our application more accurate and more fast. Commodity computers are cheap and widely available. These are mainly used for achieving greater computers. So mainly, as we know that it is very costly to purchase a new system because if we are requiring higher computing costs and we are requiring resources to process our data, so buying a new computer is always very costly. And to develop a cluster of computers of these costly devices will be a economical effect. So Hadoop can be installed on a normal computer as we are using our phone. If our computer is in ideal condition, or we can also use the partial resource of computer to make the Hadoop application working on. So by utilizing these computers, we are basically achieving a great more computational power because a small computation power from each computing system will incorporate and will give a better result. Normally, we when we store our information in our personal computer system, then we'll find out that the personal computer system is using a way to store our information. For example, if you are using the Windows, it is using the NTFS format. And if you are using the Linux or Ubuntu, it is using the exe file format. Hadoop is basically using the Hadoop distributed file system, mainly known as the LDFS. Difference between the LDFS and our own operating system file system is that LDFS is designed to tackle uh, the problem which is faced in the face while we are processing a large amount of information. What are those problems? We'll discuss in detail in upcoming lectures. But for a brief information, those problems can be, for example, data redundancy means if we are storing information on multiple places, so there should not be any data duplication. Data should be unique. If you are processing some information on a single system and some information on the another system, so the both information should be unique. There should not be any matching of the data. Second thing is a fault. Suppose if you are running or processing our data on that particular system, and particular system is getting a fault, and it is going to shut down, then how can we make sure that particular data process or particular information is not lost? So for that, we'll assume that uh, has DFS give a way to tackle those in things which is not available with our normal operating system file system. So SDFS is designed such that. So if you want to store your information in SDFS file system in a normal way as you are using an operating system, that is not going to work. Basically, SDFS is to store the information in a different way, which is very beneficial for your Hadoop. The processing model with a data locality concept wherein computation logic sent to cluster node containing data. Means basically what we'll do here, we'll take the data, large amount of data, and distribute these data into multiple computers so that our data is available on a distributed platform, and as well we are using the distributed computing power of those systems to process these large amount of data. So the processing model will feel that we are processing the data locally, but this is not happened. What we are doing, we are distributing a large amount of data to multiple devices and processing those information on those devices and getting the result back to our master device, and the master device will again computing the processing the model. So we'll find out that we are processing that, but ultimately is a adopted. Basically, this is showing the different components of the Hadoop ecosystem. We'll just start from the SDFS. SDFS is the Hadoop distributed file system. As we have discussed, it is a way of storing the information, a large amount of data on a computing device. So it will follow the fault tolerant mechanism, it will follow the distributed mechanism, and so on. MapReduce is basically a framework which is built on the SDFS and will basically use the MapReduce to apply the concept of mapper and reducer. And based on this framework, we can develop our own application. So suppose we have to develop an application for text processing for a large amount of Twitter data. So that particular application will develop on the MapReduce. So MapReduce will provide a way to divide those data. So basically, MapReduce will do, it will have two parts. One is a mapper and second one is a reducer. So in a mapper section, what will MapReduce will do? It will distribute the data in different devices, different computing systems. And a reducer, what will it do? When the computing and the processing of all devices completed, the reducer will collect those information and return back to the master device for final processing. Now, these are the different types of framework and applications which is built on the Hadoop. Some of them have you already heard, like Zookeeper, Hive, R, Mod, Pig, HBase. And so will discuss all those things, but basically we are focusing on SDFS and mapping. These applications are built on these MapReduce SDFS model. You can also develop your application on the Pig. You also can develop your machine learning application mod or R and so on. Okay, so basically we'll go for the Apache Hadoop. So it is having two parts, Hadoop MapReduce. So MapReduce is a computational model and software framework for writing applications which are run on Hadoop. So basically, what will the MapReduce do? When you develop your application, then it will take your application and take your data and basically divide into two parts. One is a mapper and one is a user. So in the first phase, it will distribute your data in multiple devices and keep all the records that which computer will have this data and what type of processing is happening on a particular system. And reducer will, after completion of processing by multiple devices, reducer will take back those information and process and give you the final result. So it is basically a computational model and software framework. So MapReduce is, if you'll go for the MapReduce and we'll develop application on MapReduce, so we'll write our own code. We can write our own application. But as a normally we'll write our processing in a normal application. When we write our application for the MapReduce is a different. MapReduce will in a MapReduce we'll have to divide our application in a mapper and reducer, and we'll see with the example of that. So now these MapReduce programs are capable of processing enormous data in a parallel and large system. Note. So MapReduce program basically take an enormous amount of data capability. Why? Why is it so? Because when we'll take a large amount of data for the MapReduce program, so what will it do? It will take those data and distribute it into the multiple systems. Now, the main system which is running the MapReduce program is called the master device or master node, and the other systems which are connected to those master node is called slave node. So master node will run the MapReduce program and distribute all the information, all the data in a different chunk to the slave computer. So suppose we have a 10 number of computer as a slave and one is a master computer and we have a 1 TB amount of data to process. So what will happen? Every slave computer will be distributed 100 GB of data. It is not compulsory that equal amount of distribution is happening by the those MapReduce program, but you can decide it. You can decide the parameter that how much amount of data is stored on a slave one or slave two, or how much amount of data is processed by the slave one, slave two, and so on. Okay, but depend on the information, depend on your own parameter, you can optimize your MapReduce program. But these enormous data, this large amount of data is processing in a parallel environment. Means slave 1, slave 2, slave 3, all those computing devices will run simultaneously. So suppose slave 1 is working on some particular portion of data and slave 2 is working on another portion of data. These data should be independent of each other. So there should not be any dependency on this data. That is the content of MapReduce program. So there is a parallel amount of processing. Suppose in an earlier process, in a standard processing environment, when we are processing our data, we have a single system. Single system means we are processing the information, so we have only one computing power. When we are processing those information on a multiple computers or 10 to 1500 computers, then we are multiplying our computation power. So parallel computing power is a much more beneficial compared to a single node computing power. Now, Hadoop distributed file system. So SDFS, as we have discussed, it is a storage part of Hadoop application. So when you develop your application, SDFS will do the storage. But remember that your application does not need to know about what is SDFS. It will be taken care by the mapper. You just write your application. Your application will provide a mapper part and reducer part, and the rest SDFS kind of thing will be handled by your Hadoop mapper. So it is not concern of the Hadoop application. When we are writing our application, you should be very much aware about the LDFS. That is not the concern. But you should be aware about what is the LDFS, how is it processing the information. So that sometimes you want to make a more optimized, getting a more optimized performance from your application, you should be aware about that. MapReduce application consumes data from SDFS. So basically, again, same thing. You will take the data you will take the enormous large amount of data, suppose 1 TB of data. Now data is distributed on a multiple devices using the SDFS. Now your MapReduce application use the SDFS to take back the data. So first thing you have to store the data. Next thing you need to store back the data to process your information. So it is like that. When you upload your data, SDFS will come to play and distributed your all the data. And when you run your application, the application will take those data using the SDFS. It will all happen on your master node. You don't know, do not worry about the slave node. It will be taken care by the map producer. But whatever the information is being fetched to your application, this will be using the SDFS file system. And here one thing more that if you want to process information on your normal system, that is not going to work. Suppose I have stored a large amount of information on our Windows system. So Windows is basically using the NTFS format. So your Hadoop MapReduce application will not going to work on the NTFS format. So you need to convert your storage system to the S. Now, as we can create multiple replication of data blocks. It is dividing the replication of data. Why is it so? Because data is important. Suppose one system is down in your application. So whatever the information is stored on that particular system and processing which is happening on those systems will be out. So what will happen? You will lose the information and you will lose the computational power also, and you will lose the post-process information. To avoid such kind of thing, as we said, use the replication of data block. Means whatever the information you are storing on a SDFS system, it will store in multiple places. Now it depend on the SDFS. You can modify that how many locations it should be stored or so, but it is storing the information in multiple locations to avoid any type of data loss. So it is a part of SDFS system. And these data blocks are stored on distributed on a different computing board on a cluster. Here cluster again means we have a master device, we have a slave device. So what will happen? Your master device will take care of all the operations. It is like your com- company where a manager is there, but when the work comes to the manager, it will distribute the work to the different team members. So those team members are a slave computer as per the LDFS system. But it is a task of the manager that whatever the task is assigned to a member, suppose a member is not able to work due to some health reason or health issues or some personal reasons or some then privacy breach with the health user. So it should not be happen that particular task of the company will be hampered. So avoid such kind of thing. A manager will take care of or monitoring of every task, every storage, and definitely he has a backup point so that if a person is not able to perform their task, he can just hand over to the other person. Same thing is here. Whatever the processing or data is stored on a single device, that is duplicated on a multiple device. So that's why we can see that in a large distributed application like we are using cloud-based system, they are using the multiple replication of data blocks. So whatever the things happen, suppose one geographical region of world has earthquake, one geographical region has a breach of privacy or fault, any type thing, but your data is never lost because your data is stored in a multiple location. Same thing is happening for the SDFS. So the first purpose of SDFS is to duplicate of data. So again, we are developing our application. We should not worry about how to create a multiple replication of data blocks or so on. It will be taken care by the SDFS. But if we have the information about the multiple replication of data block and we are efficiently managing those replica, so it will benefit our application to perform more accurately, more faster, and more economical. So when you are writing application, smaller application do not need to worry about, but you are processing a large amount of information. We should be very much concerned about the what are the multiple replication of data. Okay. Now distribution enables reliable and extreme rapid computation. Means simple. If you are distributing something, suppose you have large amount of money at your hand. If you are putting a money at a one place, it has a more prone to loss, more prone to theft, more prone to default. So what will you do? You will distribute your money in a different place. So same thing as if is using the distributed environment to enable the storing the information, and that will make it more reliable and rapid computation. Means suppose you are having a to 10 computer to process the information, all the computers are running efficiently, we will get a very better result. But suppose you have one or two computer down, then what will happen? And compare this situation on a single node system. Suppose you have a single laptop, a single PC device, which is very much having a too much computational power. You are using a upmost highly configuration system, i9 system, suppose. But suppose system is gone down, it has fault. Then what will happen? You have lost all computation. But if you are having multiple devices, 10 different systems, and those systems are running in a rapid in communication in a rapid environment, then what will happen? You will get a more extremely rapid computation power. So Hadoop basically provide a reliability. Why? Because it store the information on multiple devices, multiple computer nodes, slaves. So it is a reliable. One slave down or one computing device down does not affect the application performance, application reliability, and it is using the multiple computing power. So definitely it is providing a rapid computation. Hadoop, Apache Hadoop is best known for MapReduce. As we have discussed, the MapReduce is one of the main open source framework. And it is widely acceptable and used by the different type of big data processing applications. And it is using the distributed file system as as we have family of related projects that fall under the umbrella of distributed computing large scale data processing. So MapReduce is not only one of distributed computing processing application. There are also other projects on the Hadoop such as Hive, AdSpace, Mahot, Scoop, Slum, and so whatever the we can task perform using the MapReduce, we can also perform using these different types of projects. Then what is the difference of using those projects? Suppose if we want to process the text information, text processing, that have a different types of challenges. And if you want to process an image processing that have a different type of challenges, same for the video, same for your audio bytes, same for your different types of data. So every different types of data proposes different types of challenges. So there are different type of projects for them. So for example, MapReducer is basically used for processing the text information. You can use the Hive for Twitter. You can use different amount for machine learning applications for learning prediction. So knowing the MapReduce will always help you how the Apache Hadoop will work because MapReduce is developed on the Apache Hadoop. But knowing choosing your own application, which application you will work, it mostly depends on your data set and your application requirement. What is your data set and what is your application requirement? What type of information you are going to produce in a near future? That all depends on your Hadoop MapReduce product. So choose wisely when you're selecting an application. Now, this is a Hadoop part. So we have discussed about the SDFS. We have discussed about the MapReducer. Now go for the SDFS. So SDFS basically have two parts: master node and data node. Sorry, name node and data node. So name node is basically your master node where all the processing is happening. where all the monitoring is happening. It is like your manager. And data node is like your employees. So if there are 10 employees, there will be 10 data nodes. If there is 100 computers, there will be 100 computer data nodes. Okay. So basically name node and data node. These are information which is stored on the master. And all slave node have a data node, a data node. So now we'll go in a detail. Name node is basically keeping the track record of all the large chunk of information, where it is stored, where it is processing, on which system is going to down. Suppose your this node has gone down. So what will happen? Name node will assign to another. Data node will keep the track record of all the data. Now, MapReduce. MapReduce has two parts: task tracker and job tracker. So basically, task tracker is overall your task. Suppose you are processing a Twitter data. So if you are processing a Twitter data, the task is processing a specific type of information from tweet. So now your job tracker will do, it will take multiple data and multiple processing program and distribute it to different slave nodes, like a slave node 1, slave node 2, and so on. So job tracker will basically keep the record of every task which is happening on slave node, every task which is happening on the slave. Now, when we are developing our applications, we should not worry about the SDFS. It is taken care by our Hadoop MapReducer. We should be definitely take care about this. What is a MapReduce? But when you are developing application, we should not always concern about this. It is automatically taken care by the Hadoop MapReducer. So it is also not our concern. It is also not our concern. But knowing these all things will help us to develop a better application. So Hadoop has a master-slave architecture. Master means a manager, slave means an employee. For data storage and distributed data processing using a MapReduce and SDFS method. Now, from here, anyone has any problem, any issue? Are you clear about the name node?
Yes, sir. So what is master slave architecture? मतलब master and slave. What is it?
Suppose we are having 1 TB of data, Twitter data, and 1 TB is a large amount of data. And to store and process those data on multiple systems will require a monitoring and tracking. Okay, what will happen? We'll create one master. So in a practical way, we'll talk about if we have a 5 laptops. If you have a 5 laptops, one of the laptop will be a master. So irrespective of configuration, irrespective of laptop configuration, you can select any laptop to be a master. And apart from that laptop, all the laptop will be a slave. So what will happen? Your data will be stored on the master first. It is not going to be stored on the slave. But when your master node will run the Hadoop MapReduce program, it will distribute all the information to the slave node. So you will never know about which slave node have which data. You should never worry about that. It is a worry about the master. So it is like a manager. इसके पास सारा he has all the files, he has all the work job, but he has distributed to different employees. So when you are going to contact what is the status of your application, you will contact your master. You are not always worry about the slave node and so on. So when we installing the Apache Hadoop MapReduce on a master slave node, we'll install on the master and slave both. But on a master node, we install the Hadoop MapReducer. On a slave node, we install the client. We'll see that how do we do the installation in a near future. Okay. So we are having a 10 minutes of time. Any question from now on? Hello. So
एक आपने अम्ब्रेला डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड फाइल ऊपर में पढ़ा था. अम्ब्रेला, व्हाट डू यू मीन अम्ब्रेला? अम्ब्रेला डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड.
और ऊपर
नो सर, इसी के आस नीचे।
अम्ब्रेला नहीं, अम्ब्रेला वर्ड नहीं बोला मैंने।
अम्ब्रेला सर मैंने नेट पे भी एक बार देखा है, था उसमें अम्ब्रेला।
That is a different thing, but I'm not using umbrella. Okay, next question. Mansi, any question?
नो सर।
Ravind, any question? Okay, so we'll continue on next lecture. Thank you all.